Hello everyone, this is Leeway Model. So, today I have something that comes directly from Japan. And there it is. And it has absolutely nothing to do with this video. So, what is this video about? Something I got from Japan, just in a brown box that, I'm not kidding, arrived like this, so I hope everything inside is alright. So, just for your information, I do not know exactly what's in there. I do not speak Japanese, and the idea here is that I'm going to try to do my best and understand what all of this is about, but you'll have an edge on me, because guess what? Because of a good idea from my friend Nick, we will show you the translation each time I'm opening something. I'll add it during editing. So, here we go. What I know is that this is a train set, and that's pretty much it. This box arrived by FedEx, and as you see, it's been beaten up a lot. So let me open it up. I don't even think I'm gonna need to have, yeah, there you go, a pair of scissors to open this up. So I think somebody played football with this. There you go. So what do we have in there? Well, it seems like it's a starter set of some sort. That's a drawing here. It's actually pretty nice. So for everybody's interest, if you are looking into this afterwards, this is the part number here. It's made by Tomix, part number 90097, and here you're probably gonna see better what it is. I just know there's a train there, there's an oval, a power pack, and seems that it comes with a few wagons here. So what's in there? We have a train, power pack, and some rails also. If we look on the side here, we have the total content of the box. On the back, what do we see? On the back, okay, it gives a general idea of what's in there. So I guess this is what's in there right here. This looks like it's other accessory you can purchase if you want to expand this. So what I understand is that this very train set, it's designed to be not only a starter set, but also like a beginner starter set. This is what I understand from this series here. It says it right here, my first Tomix. So I'm really looking forward to opening this one. So let's open it up. There we go. Okay, so I don't know why I'm just not able to slide in a tray or something. Oh, there you go. Okay, so what do we have in here? Well, actually we know it, it's written on the box, but okay, so right now I see that we have a power pack, but there's something special about this type of power pack, and I'll get into it a bit later. We have 3 wagons, correction, 2 wagons, 1 locomotive, and this is some tracks, I think. Yep, this is some tracks, a power supply, and some instruction manuals. So let's start with the documentation right here. Let me get rid of this. And we can take a look at what is here. So, what I'm gonna do, if I ever am able to open this box, there we go. I'll show you the instructions over here and try to put an overlay by editing on all the text so that we can have it translated to English. So let's take a look at the small one first. So this thing here, that looks like some advertisement for a collector club. As per the website address here. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but you will. Here, I guess we have some form of generic warning. And here we have some information about where to hook up and where not to hook up. The tracks. And here we have some documentation. So this looks like it is for expansions. We have a date here, 2022-11. And this here, well, that's the 90097 instruction manual. So, again, I'm looking at this right now. So you can have a better understanding of it once I edit the video to add the translation. Okay, so what else came in this? Well, let's take a look at the track. So in this pack here we have Kato's Fine Track. I'm not going to go into much details about these. If you want to have some information about the Fine Tracks, you can take a look at my first video I did with Tomix where I covered these. The link will be either up here or in the description if you can't see it. So we have what's required to do an oval. So a bunch of curves, and from the look of it, 2 straights. 1, 2. There we go. And on top of that, what do we have? The Kato rerailer. The ugly power joint. And that just goes with the tracks. Okay, what else did we have in there? So let's take a look at this here. Now, this is a train controller. There's a good resistance in there. Yeah, this is nice. Yes. All the switch seems quality, although this power supply compared to the previous one I reviewed in the other train set is actually it's more basic. It has less of a good finish. Also, I don't see it as having like some place for accessories to be attached to it or something like this. Also, what I noted here is that what I assume is output, okay, is DC 0 to 8 volt. Normally, power supplies like this go up to 12 volt. So again, this being targeted at really beginners in the hobby and probably more like younger people. I understand why they would put power supply with less output. It's probably just so they don't crash their train instantly. Okay, this obviously comes with its own power adapter. The funny thing is that this is like super small. I had cell phone chargers bigger than this back in the day when everything wasn't all USB. And from what I can see here, it's good for 500 milliamp. Okay, now what about the rolling stock? Let's take a look at it. So let's start with the wagons here. Well, first of all, I have to say that those packages in which that rolling stock comes, that's great. I mean, they are great. I really feel like whatever is in there is probably very, very well protected, and it looks like to be, you know, some sturdy plastic, and then you have the foam also in there, and a cardboard sleeve on top of it. So I mean, those boxes, very, very good. Okay, so that's the first one here. Second piece of rolling stock, very similar to the first one. And finally, the locomotive. Again, all of these, they have those really nice boxes. Okay, so, oh, they're even put in little bags, so I guess this is to prevent them from being scratched. Okay, that looks pretty decent. So here's the first wagon. Those characters are very, very small. Keep in mind this is on N scale. We can see it has the international coupling here, so that fits with pretty much everything outside of the North American coupling. So other than that, it does have metal wheel, and I wonder if yep, you can take the containers off. However, one just flew, so I'm gonna have to go retrieve it. So I guess you could mix and match the containers, and they do click fairly well. It's good for this one. Let's take a look at the white one. So the white one looks to be identical to the green one beside the included container. I have to say the underside on these wagons seems to be pretty detailed for N scale. Look at those steps right here. See that right here? So if I put it on the right side there, that's very, very fine. Metal wheels again. It's the same wagon, just with different containers on it, which is not bad. And also for N scale wagon, this seems to have a certain amount of weight. Okay, let's take a look at the Loco. Now there's something I see on it that I really like already. I hope you'll understand why. So it has a very, very uncommon wheel arrangement. It's not a bogie. It's you know, it's all fixed on the Loco, but it has like a series of two, then nothing, then one. Also, all of those, they're all powered, and one has tiny little traction tires. So the Loco itself, there's nothing inside. Even the windows, you can see through them. They're blacked out. So that's a bit of a disappointment. But I guess on N scale, you do what you can. Also, couplers are reasonably springy and everything. It does have a couple of handrails. Very few details. Doesn't appear like it has lights. If you look at this, the lights appears to be just blobs of paint. Again, this is like a super budget starter. We're gonna talk about the price later. But yeah. So let's just for fun put all of this on a scale and see how much everything weighs. So let's start off with the Loco. Obviously this should be the heaviest one. 61 gram, not too bad. Actually, it says heavy as the Dollarama locomotive without the batteries. If you haven't seen that one, that was actually pretty funny. Again, I'll put a link over there or down there if you can't see it. So the cars themselves, the train wagons, 15 grams. Yeah, for on scale, that's pretty good. I have some HO scale, double O scales wagon, which actually are lighter than this. So, yep, the wagons are pretty decent. The locomotive looks decent. I wasn't expecting anything less because usually Tomix makes good thing, even if it's for just, you know, a basic starter set. So, let's see if I can assemble a little something. And if you can now see everything run. Okay, so I've assembled the track. Now, I want to tell you that we do not have as much track in this starter set than in the previous starter set that I opened and reviewed. We appear to have almost the bare minimum that's going to be available, but since this is a basic starter made for beginners, it's understandable. If you remember correctly, the Tomix track, we're using this as the power hookup to connect the power supply to the truck themselves, and I didn't like it then, and I don't think I like it much now. So the only advantages that we have with this is that we can hook this up anywhere. As an example, we can put it here, or here, or any other place. Each track has a set of holes in it in which you can put this little part. I still think it's an eyesore, but you know, I guess if you hook your layout in a tunnel or something like this, you don't see it, so you don't care that much about it. So the power supply that came with it was this one here, the FG17 by Tomix. I pulled off the other power supply that came in my other train set, and as I thought, if you look at this here, the output in DC is 0 to 12 volt. This one right here, you see 0 to 8 volt. So I think that trains are actually going to be a bit slower at maximum with this. So let's hook everything up, try the train with this power pack, and let's try it also with the other power pack just for fun. Also, for comparison here, this is the power supply for the FG17 and that one here is for the other one that I showed you. So it's actually much smaller and actually has also less capacity. So I don't have any close outlet, so like last time when I did it in this room, we're gonna use one of those portable power station to hook everything up. So Bluetooth B55, your time to shine. So I'm gonna use the included re-railer to put the train on the track. I got a bit surprised by the traction tire here that actually just stopped the locomotive in its track. So yeah, I guess they're new and they have traction. So for the power pack, all the Tomix I've seen so far, you had to turn them on with a switch like this. So this one has a nice LED telling you it's on. So let's see. I've put the direction over here. Let's try to bring it up a bit. It's working. It's pretty hard to see on the camera right here, so I'm going to try to use the window reflection here so you have an idea where it is. Okay, let's just try to go backward. Oh, I hear noise. There you go. This is where it kicks in. This is a brand new Loco. Normally you would need to run this in. So maybe it's not performing to how it could. So let me just bring it to about 50% in reverse here. So right now it's around the middle. Okay, let's try it forward again. Again, I'm at around 50% on this controller here. Okay, let's try to increase it to about 75%. It does seem to vibrate a bit, but otherwise sounds healthy. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so just for fun of it, let's try to bring it to 100% on this controller. So there you go, that's the maximum speed it can achieve with this controller. Mind you, I'm not going to leave it long at that speed because the locomotive is not yet run in, but if I bring it to 50% speed, which is where Loco are usually happy, that's where it would be. But I mean 50% speed, that's between 0 and 8 volt. So it's actually less than what it would be on a regular 12 volt controller. Okay, let me try to hook up the 12 volt controller. We're going to see if it makes a difference. Okay, so I'm turning it off, I'm hooking it. Okay, taking the regular N600 that comes with most Tomix starter sets, hooking this up right here. And hooking it up to the track. Take a look at it closer. Okay, I was wondering for a moment if they had a different wire. It doesn't seem like it. That wire, I gotta say, it's the shortest one I had so far. The one between the train controller and the track. So anyway, let's try this one up. I've turned it on, put it in a direction. Let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, well, it's at 50% right now on the controller, and it really does feel a bit faster. What if I try to bring it to 100%? Do we see? Oh yeah, I'm not gonna bring it to 100%. I stopped at around 75% because I knew after that well, actually, past 75 it started to, you know, be a bit unstable and want to derail itself, so I'm not gonna go there. Okay, so let's let it run for a while. In the meantime, I'm gonna put a second layout right here and show you what I think is one of its most direct competitor. Okay, I had to cut it here because there was a big fight with all the power supplies, and everybody wanted to have access to the plug, so I found a way that everything can be hooked up. So let's start him up. Okay, so what do we have right now on the track? Well, obviously we still have that Tomix 90097 on the outside track. In the middle track right here, currently running on the Kato Compact Oval Cell CV1, is the Gaugemaster Collection and Scale Model Railway Starter Set. That you can see right here. And I'm actually going to put a link if you want to see that one running and being reviewed. Now, just for reference, that track is not what comes in the Kato / Gaugemaster set. I just put it there because it fits in inside the other one. So, what are the difference between the two? Well, the scale does not seem to be exactly the same. Whereas the Kato / Gaugemaster set seems to be a tad smaller in terms of scale. But both sets, they have one small diesel or electric shunter with two reasonably large wagons. So, just for a little comparison here. What do I think, which one is the best of the two? Well, that's for you to decide, really, because, I mean, one is basically in British Railway livery, the other one is Japanese in a Japanese company livery. So I mean, depending on what you're collecting, that might make a difference. But what I'd like you to know is that for around the same type of sets, which those two are, well, this one right here, okay? Well, this one with with more track, obviously, and actually a better power supply. Which is the Kato standard one. That one was around 90 pounds. So 90 pounds, just to give you a little comparison here, that was with discounts and everything. So I tried to convert the other price for that one right here, the Japanese one by Tomix here. So, and that one was around 70 pounds. So there's a 20-pound difference. So 20 pounds, that's about 27 US dollar, or about 35 Canadian dollar. So which one is the best deal out of the two? Well, if you're just talking about pure raw materials without mentioning a certain, model railway team, or well, obviously that one here seems to be the one with less value. But what do you get for that extra 20 pounds? Well, you're gonna get a slightly better power supply and a slightly larger oval. But all in all, I mean, it's for you to decide if it's worth it or not. Now, about that beginner starter from Tomix, the 90097. What do I think of it? Well, I think that it is a very, very good way to get started and end. If, and I say if, first, you don't mind the fact that it's a Japanese, or actually you enjoy the fact that it's a Japanese train set. And secondly, those tracks here. These are Tomix fine tracks. These are Kato unit tracks. As I previously said, this we can find pretty much in North America, Europe, and in a lot of places around the world. This thing here, the Tomix fine tracks, I could not find them outside of Japan. That set was actually about 24 hours ago, and I'm not kidding. It was in Arasaka, Japan. And it has to be shipped all the way with FedEx overnight. I didn't pay for that, the seller paid for it, so thank you, seller, for not charging extra for that. And so each time, if you are interested in those systems of tracks, each time you're gonna want, even if it's just a single curve, you're gonna have to order it from overseas. However, in terms of look, I kind of like the fine tracks. They are more realistic. The Kato, well, they're more sturdy, but they are thicker. So, I mean, the road bed is about as thick as the fine tracks whole tracks. Also, you have more options with the fine tracks, but they're less available in North America, Europe, and other parts of the world. So, that is pretty much it. So let me wrap this up. So what do I think about this starter set? Well, first of all, I have to say that I think it is super great value. Seriously, that set at 90 US dollars. I mean, you have everything that you need in there to get started. It's one of the lowest cost and starter set that I ever seen. I think it's a very interesting idea that they had with this power the power supply and the train controller here to have one that goes slightly less fast for kids and younger people, because you know they tend to just crank it to 100%. So this is actually a pretty safe way to get into it. Are you gonna outgrow this? Yes, obviously. I mean, it is literally a starter set, but not only a starter set, but a starter set for beginner. When you think about it, the whole thing makes a lot of sense. You have a couple of tracks, not too much. You see, it fits on 2 of my pieces of cardboards. The M1 set by Kato, just as a reference, does not fit on this. Okay, I need to use 4. Also, what I'd like to say, it's not because it's a beginner starter set that things are cheap. Everything I had right here felt quality. Those little container wagon there, I mean, they're pretty heavy for being N scale. Again, I have double mineral wagons, which are actually lighter than this, and they're like tons bigger. Now, compared to other starter sets, I showed you one that was by Kato, but what if I showed you one that was made by Tomix, just as a reference? This is a 313 starter set that I reviewed in another video. Well, this was twice the price. And what did you get for twice the price? Again, we got a better controller, more track, and a larger train. So, but again, you've got a train, you've got, you know, everything to get started for a very, very good price. Also, the box is tiny. Okay, if that's a factor for you, just as a reminder, that's the other starter set I showed today, the Kato / Gaugemaster / everything. Look at the size of this monster compared to this little tiny box. So if you are to give this to someone, I think this truly makes a fantastic gift for a younger person who's actually interested in this. The wagons, they have small parts, but nothing can detach. Everything is molded on them. The locomotive, I really like the locomotive. I mean, that locomotive right here, although you can't see what's inside, but in N scale, it's not such a big as a deal as in double O or O scale. It has a very, very unique wheel arrangement right here, and I really like this because it's unusual. I mean, this set for me, that's really a winner. Long-term ownership of this. Well, again, you're gonna outgrow that power supply. That's 100% sure. If you want to keep the tracks, if you want to get into the fine tracks system here, these are still gonna be good. The rolling stock and the train, I think they're great. I think they are worth they're worth keeping in someone's collection for a very long time. So beside the power supply here, everything else you're gonna keep them, and it's gonna stay while your collection grow. And that is something you don't always see in starter sets. So what do you think about it? Oh, I'm a bit OCD here. There you go. What do you think about it? Do you think this is good value? I sure do. Do you think also that the other starter set that I started, would you choose them instead? What's your opinion on this? Did you like the fact that I translated everything? Let me know in the comments. This was Leeway Model. I hope everyone have a very good day, and I'll see you in the next video. Leeway Model out.